guys, it's your girl Valiana Door and welcome back to my channel. Today we're gonna do a story time. This story time is about a Tinder date. There was this one particular match that I had got, and we started talking, whatever. I mean, like text wise, the communication was there, but I was still trying to figure out some things. But anyways, a couple of weeks, of like texting whatever, so he asked me out on a date and I was like, yeah, life is about chances, right? So I was like, you never know what could happen. This could be my friend, this could be potential bae or whatever. So let me just give this a shot. That's when he started texting me like, oh, you're not scared to go on a date with me. That's when I was like, you see, this is what I was talking about. People just act weird. Like, why would just like, dude, if you ask me on a date, don't be like, are you nervous or you sure you want to go on a date with me? Why would you ask me to go on a date with you if you're gonna have all these questions? Like, this doesn't make no type of sense whatsoever. And so that's when he started asking me like where I wanted to go on the date. When that happens, like if you're first talking to a girl, or it could be vice versa and stuff, it depends on the level of the relationship that you build with that person. But if I'm just like first time talking to you and then you're like, let's go on a date, in my mind I'm thinking that you already picked the spot, you know where we're going, you the one that supplying everything, not like somebody like paying for everything, but like you're supplying the atmosphere. Like you're saying we're going to go to this restaurant so I can know how I'm gonna dress and whatever. But no, he's just like, oh, where do you want to go, what do you want to do? Like, dude, like on and on about like, oh, what's your favorite restaurant? Why do I want to go to my favorite restaurant with a new person? I should be going to a new place with a new person, getting new experience, and not like expecting same old. Like, come on, man. And then so he just like started listing some places, and then he listed this one restaurant. I was like, okay, I've never been there before. It'll be cool for me to go there to see what's the hype about this restaurant. So he was like, okay, cool, I've been there before, so I can help you with the menu. In my mind, I'm like, I don't need help with the menu, but that's fine, thank you. So the day for the date came. I'm looking cute. I got my little, what was it? It was like a gray jumpsuit or a romper. It was like a long romper. I don't know what you would call that, but it was cute. My curves were showing. I was like, yes. So I got to the place and then I called his phone to ask him if he was there, and then I think he was saying he was trying to find a parking spot because it was really, I guess it was busy that night because I could not find a parking nowhere in that place. So he finally came, and then walking up the steps, it's just like when I saw him I was just like, you look really different. You look really different. So I'm just like smiling. It's not like I got catfish. I mean, like, he does look like he did look like his picture, but it was just like pictures do so much more justice. Like, pictures do so much for a person in real life. Like, the angles, the lighting, everything makes everything better. But when I saw him, I was just like, okay, whatever. Let's just see where this goes, So let's just see where this goes. So we said hi to each other, gave like the little church hug, or I gave the church hug or whatever. And so we walked in. So we got to our table, and then he was telling me how the coconut mojito, the coconut mojito was really good there. So I'm like, okay, I'll try. I like mojitos. I never had a coconut one before, so I'll give it a go. So we sat down, and then the waiter gave us our menus and stuff, and I'm looking through the menu. I'm trying to like figure out what I want. I'm such an indecisive person. So he was talking about the coconut mojito. So we both got coconut mojitos, and so I'm looking at the menu and trying to figure out what I want to eat because I'm hungry. And then so I don't know what happened, but I don't know if my date said let's get some appetizers, or the waiter said appetizers. I saw chips and salsa, so I was like, okay, let me get chips and salsa. And then so he went to go get the chips. So the waiter went to go do his business or whatever. So me and the guy, it was just like the conversation wasn't like how when we were texting. Like texting, we would be like, it would be with the quickness. On the date in person, it was like awkward pauses. Nobody's saying nothing. I will be making conversation. He would say like one little two things, and I would say something, and it was just like it was awkward. And I felt like people saw that around me. Well, around us, I felt like people saw that, but you know, when you paranoid or you think everybody's looking at you, nobody's really looking at you. But it just felt like so awkward. And then so when the waiter came back with the chips and salsa and stuff, I don't know what happened to my menu, but something happened to my menu and it was gone. So I don't know what happened to my menu. I know he had his menu, I think, but he puts his. Listen, I don't know what happened to my menu because I'm just like, okay, I'm gonna order some. I'm just gonna order something, and I'm just like, I think I gave the waiter my menu when he came with the chips and salsa, because in my mind I'm like, this date is like really going nowhere. So I think that's what happened. So you know, I'm trying to make conversation, whatever, and I'm eating the salsa and chips and stuff, and then he was like, "Oh, are you nervous?" And I'm like, in my mind, I'm like, "Nah, this thing boring." So no, I'm not nervous, but I didn't say that out loud. So I'm just like, "No," I'm like, "Does it look like I'm so nervous?" He was like, "Yeah, because you keep looking at your phone." I'm just like, "I'm just looking at my phone." You know what I'm saying? I'm just like, "You're not talking to me, so what you want me to do?" Figure things out in my head. I'm like, okay, this day, Lord, please help me through this. And so it came to a point in, like, you know, a conversation is picking up a little bit. And then so that's when he asked me like how old I am. I'm like, I'm 23. And then so he was like, "Oh, have you ever been in love before?" And I was like, "No, I never been in love before." And he was like, "Oh, you're 23, you never been in love before?" In my mind, I'm like, dude, how you gonna tell me how I feel? How you gonna tell me what I've been through? How you gonna tell me like how you gonna tell me like how I felt, how I feel? You know what I'm saying? And then the thing is, though, this guy, he's a Caribbean man. Like he's part of the Caribbean, you know, people. And then some Caribbean men are like very entitled and very have very large egos and think they're always right, and I don't know, they just have this chauvinistic attitude about them that just men are in charge, and then the women just have to be women and men have to be men, basically. So I was getting that vibe from him, and then once I get that type of vibe, I get turned off completely. Like, it's done, it's a wrap, there's no coming back. I'm just like telling him, you know, no, I've never been in love before. And he was like, "Oh, come on." He was like, "Oh, have you ever cried over somebody?" I mean, like, yeah, like, you know, in certain situations I cried over a guy. Yeah, like I cried over a guy. Oh, he was like, "Okay, then you've been in love." I'm just like, dude, when that junk happened, that was like younger time. That's when you're young and naive and don't know what you're supposed to feel, and then you think you love somebody, but you're just like, damn, it's just that young puppy love, whatever. So I'm just telling him, like, I never been in love before. This is when I started getting a little bit serious. I'm like, I never been in love before. I loved somebody, but I was not in love with them. There's a difference. There is a difference, okay? So I'm just like, dude, are we gonna keep talking about like this whole time? Because this don't make no sense to me. Because talking about trying to force me to say that I was in love with somebody does not make sense for me at all. So I'm just like, okay, I don't know how I ended that conversation, but I was just like, let's move on to the next thing, because that never happened to me. Don't tell me how I felt, blah blah blah. So I'm eating the chips and salsa so miserably. The cocoa, I was not even feeling the food, and he made me lose. That was the first time somebody made me lose my appetite. Okay, it's very rare for me to lose my appetite, and that was the first time I lost my appetite like that. So I was just like, this man, who man's is this? So I lost my appetite, but I'm still eating chips and salsa with it. The chips and salsa was not even like, I was not even feeling it. The coconut mojito, I didn't even like it because he made me hate it because he suggested it. Who man's is this? And I finished it, but I didn't like it. And then so the waiter came back, and then so that's when he was like, oh, can I get anything else for you guys? And I know his buddy still have his menu, so I'm just like damn, man, this. And then so buddy ordered a freaking salad, and in my mind I'm like, you're gonna order a salad? I think I said that too, because when he said salad, I'm like, you get a salad? He was like, yeah. And I was like, oh, okay. I mean, hey, eat what you want to eat. I'm just saying, I think a salad was a better suggestion so you can hurry up and get out of here. So he ordered the salad, and that's when the waiter came back, and he's asking me, do I want some of the salad? I'm like, nah, I do not want your salad. I don't want nothing. Like, I don't want nothing. But finally, you know, the day is coming towards the end, and then I didn't even get an entry. I'm freaking snacking on chips and salsa, and then so this is how I knew this date was an epic fail. This is how I knew. When the waiter came back, and then he asked us, is there anything else he could do for us? I was like, can I get a to-go box? And then he looked at me like, what do I have? What do I have going on that I need a to-go box for? When he came up with that box, I kid you not, I packed my chips and salsa. Who packs chips and salsa from a restaurant? That's the first thing to go when you eat at a restaurant. So I took my chips and salsa, loud and proud. And, you know, we started walking out. You know, he paid or whatever. We started walking out. And then we started heading outside. In my mind, I'm just like, oh, thank God this day is over. This day is done. Oh my gosh, this was tough. This was tough. So, went outside, and then he was like, oh, do you want to go see a movie? In my mind, I'm like, hell nah. And then so I was like, oh no, I have work in the morning. Like, nah, it's okay. I have work in the morning. Not even saying or asking for a next time, a next date. No, I have work in the morning. I'm like, I can't do it. And so he was like, okay. So, you know, he's walking me to my car and whatever. And then so I got in my car, and I'm just like, is this what I signed up for? Is this what it is now? Like, that could have went right in so many ways, but it just went wrong. But I was like, hey, you live and you learn. I didn't really get my night wasted like that. So, you know, even though I didn't get to eat nothing, at least he ate something. And what else happened? Oh yeah. So as I'm leaving the parking lot and going to, you know, the roads and stuff, I got stuck in the worst traffic ever. So not only did I have a terrible date, I got stuck in traffic for like almost an hour. And I'm just like, yo. So I'm sitting in my car just reliving the freaking day over in my head. And I'm just like, this is torture. This is absolute torture. So that was the day. I was just like, what a fail. Like, honestly. So that was my Tinder date. My first, and I don't know, maybe my first or my last. It is what it is. You know, you live and you learn. You go through these things in life. Whatever. So that was my Tinder date. So remember, you guys, even if you're male or female, when you go on these dates with these people that you never met before, even though you've been texting them, contacting them, and you build some type of trust with that person, or even if it's just a one-time thing, always protect yourself. Be safe, be cautious, and just watch your surroundings. Like always, you guys, thank you for watching. Please like, comment, subscribe to your girl, and you guys have a good day. Peace.